New medical technologies are dead. Reform incentivizes innovations that lower costs, increase quality, reduce hospital infections, permit closer outpatient monitoring to prevent hospital admissions, increase compliance with medications. All of these are going to be incentivized. Now, the question is, are we going to get innovation in those spaces? Part of my point is we need to think of innovation not just as a new pill or device. Innovation is anything new that increases survival, increases quality of care, decreases side effects, and decreases costs. All other innovations, those that increase costs without improving quality, they're just pseudo-innovations, even if they're sleek new gizmos. So there are lots of innovations we're going to have as a result of healthcare reform. Checklists for IV insertion. We know those reduce infections and save money. Checklists for surgical safety. We know that a 19-item checklist can actually dramatically improve the safety of surgery and reduce costs. Changes to furniture design. You didn't think about that, right? Might reduce infections. Changes to the processes of care. Having all nurses caring for, the nurse who's caring for patients where all the patients are in one area, reducing movement, reducing complications. Electronic medical records, certainly going to be an innovation and spawn lots of innovation. Exchanges for selecting insurance is a whole other innovation. There will be a ton of new software to help people navigate all those choices and get the best one. New computer programs that allow us to do a better job, or smartphone applications that allow patients to send us information seamlessly and wirelessly. Here's an innovation. You think that's a torture device from the Inquisition? That's what it looks like to me, right? That actually is, does anyone have any idea? Any orthopods in the room? Right? That holds the patella during a knee replacement, right? You know, those orthopedic surgeons, they like their stainless steel and they like their equipment heavy. Well, Johnson & Johnson had DePuy, its subsidiary that develops orthopedic equipment, try to redesign this. What did they want? They wanted something that was lighter, disposable, more accurate, and cheaper. What did they get? This thing. Yep. Injected mold plastic, completely disposable, much more accurate than that other item, and by the way, 10 to 20% of the cost. Yeah, we can do this. It's not rocket science. What's this? Remote monitoring. These are bandages that people are going to begin to have. They're being developed right now. Lots of randomized trials of these going on where they transmit things like weight, blood pressure, glucose. They're going to get ever more sophisticated over the decade. This, vitality. This is a glow in the dark. That thing in the middle there, that's a LED light, reminds you whether you took your medicine or not. You know, I'm on a statin. Well, how many mornings, you know, go through the, did I take it or didn't I take it? There are 90 pills in the bottle. I can't count them out to figure out that I take it, right? And I'm only on a couple of things. You know, that and a fish oil pill. But imagine you're on 7, 8, 9. Does that work? Well, there haven't been a whole lot of tests, but recently the MGH concluded a test. 27% increase in compliance, from 71% to 98% compliance, patients with chronic illness. Just imagine what that might do to your hospitalization rate. This, a little device for measuring your blood glucose hooked up to your iPhone, transmitted seamlessly to your doctor. And we're only at the start. The incentives for this have not been present. Now they're going to be present. Oh, and by the way, did I mention furniture before? Right? I mean, we think about infection control, washing of the hands, checklists. Well, we got a lot of equipment in the hospital that transmit those little bugs, right? Did we ever think about redesigning them so that we use surfaces and equipment that reduce the number of bugs on them, that are easier to clean so there aren't the crevices and the cracks where bugs hang out? Here's another one. You know, in my day when we knew we had to change IVs every 3 days, otherwise you had a high risk of infection. How did we know when we inserted it? Well, the nurse put a piece of tape around and wrote, you know, 420 And what happened to that piece of tape? It curled up, fell off, and then we were like, well, when did we insert the... IV just stops after 3 days. You got to pull it out because you can't get venous access any other way. New invention. Here, in this graph, this is the rate of increase of use of electronic health records. We've had a dramatic rise because of the Recovery Act. Right? We've already had 400 new, it says tripled to 600. We've had 400 new electronic medical record companies come into the space to develop new applications. And by the end of the decade, we're going to have thousands of them.